Hello, all editors. This is McLaren, and this video today is about how to mark closures. For India, this is for level 3 and above. So let's go with that. Today we are in Haryana, and I will work with you today to show you on two different segments. So this is a small locality, so let's use this for practice. So we will try to place a closure on this one. Let's say this road is under construction or they're making it into a permanent paved road or something. So what we do is closures should work for you after you select a segment. Sometimes the road closures tab may not work. That will happen because the layers on the side for road closure will be turned off. Can you see that? It will not, it will automatically guide you to turn it on, but for me, it's on by default, so I already have this. One thing you need to pay attention to is what kind of segment it is. It's a two-way segment, and that is very important for closures. So let's add a closure. Let's say this is road closed for construction. So we always put a message here. That helps the users. Whatever you type here as a description, this will appear on the app for our Wazers. This is also easier because it's two-way. If it's under construction and they're paving it, it will be two-way. However, if only one side is open, you can switch between A to B. Now it will let cars go towards the right here, but not towards the left. And if you flip it to B and A, you're only blocking one side. For our practice today, we leave it at two-way. The timing here tells you what time the closure will be for. So assuming this is a construction, what we will do is we will leave the date and time for this for now. And then for choose event, we will have a none, normally by default, unless the road closures are happening as a part of a festival in the city, or it's a part of an annual maintenance that they always close a bridge, let's say on November 5 to 7 for annual maintenance or something like that, then those events need to be created. We'll cover that in a separate video another time. Once you've done this, what you need to do is click on save. These two arrows tell you that this is not going to be active yet. So we've called it at 7:39 and till midnight. What you can do, the closure has been created, but once it's 7:39, in the country where this road is, that's what will happen. What you can adjust here is a little bit of time. I normally go 2 hours behind and then click save. And let's go back one more. So with a 3-hour window there. So you need to adjust the time a little bit to whatever the time window you want, and it shows you an active. Can you see that the gray button, the red one, is now red? If we go to the live map right now, it will show that this closure is already active on the app. Now, one thing we need to do here is, let's say now suddenly we find out after 2 hours that this road is also closed. So can you see that the gray button? Yes, this gray button will not go away till the closure is in effect. This closure needs to be removed to do any editing. One warning, please don't edit a segment first. Let's say this one was badly out of place and I try to move one of the nodes to another place. If you edit a segment, you have to wait for the tile update before you can place a closure. So if you just found out, and even if the road is completely wrong at that time, but it's already closed, please put the closure first, do the correction of the road or the speed limit or whatever attribute you're trying to change much later. Next. So what we can do here is, this is B to A, and this is a shift. So that makes it easy. Go ahead, press Control and select this road. Now, one of them is closed, the other one is not, but I've selected both of them. The easier part here that Waze gave us a little while ago was apply to all. This comes up only after you select the closed segment. Otherwise, this will not come up. So once you go there and go apply to all, there you go. The timing is on there. Again, as I said, sometimes this is gray, this is red. So sometimes you just need to adjust the time a little bit. I just take the top one back and click save. So adjusting that time window will normally do it for you. Now, let's say you need to adjust this. You just close this. Don't forget, this is still tonight. But now you found out from a local Wazer, or there was a Twitter report or something else that said, okay, this is now closed for 3 months. Not a problem at all. You need to, again, select both the segments first. You can go in there and adjust it for 3 months later. So we normally go till the end. Because this is already saved, this is basically just an update. So it did it for the first one, then you need to do it for the second one. May 31st, and click save. Now, the other option, had you known that, let's say, these 3 were closed, I'm going to remove this closure for now. I am just placing it as a sample. So we placed it till 31st May, and there's a user report that this road is open now. They did it early. I know in India, mostly we don't get stuff done early. It keeps on getting delayed. But let's say on 14th April, you get a message that this is over. So you just need to go in, select the segments and press delete. And the closures are gone and the road is operational again. Don't forget one of the important parts of closures. This is live. This does not need the tile update. Whatever I did just now, the live map would have shown this closure for those 3-4 minutes while I was doing this video, and then it took it away. Now, lastly, the trick about doing one side only. Let's say it's only closed from A to B. You can't come in this way. And then you select the other one, which sadly is B to A. Let's say getting in from these 2 sides is not allowed. There's a problem now because these are not aligned the same way from A to B and B to A. This will have to be a separate closure. So if I close A to B, you're only blocking going west on this road. If I select B to A, it would only select going east on this road. Everything else remains the same. So you can go in there and type road closed or the event or whatever else. But if the road is closed A to B here and B to A here, you will have to make 2 separate closures. Otherwise, it will not work. So I've already shown you the transfer, and you know how this works. Now let's do the last one as multiple roads. So I've selected all 3. This whole neighborhood is closed now. So we go add closures. Something new comes up now. We have closure nodes and they get highlighted. Can you see my mouse is highlighting this one right now? And then this one and this one and this one. So that highlighting is very important. So let's understand that. Let's say the road is again closed for construction. It's 2-way. This entire section cannot be used. Again, I'll go in and just type time 2-3 hours before. I will select event as none. Now, be very careful of these, because if I close this node, going from this segment to this segment will not be possible. What I'm saying is that this junction is closed also. So automatically, Waze is very smart. It only closed the one segment, which was in the middle of the 3 closed segments. Automatically, it does that for you. But I highly recommend that you check this before clicking save once, because if I click this one, no one can get on this segment at all, because they could come up till here, but Waze will not find them a route to get in there. And for this one, you're blocking this whole area again. So be very careful with the nodes, because the closure nodes close that entire section, and interaction between the 2 segments that do not have a closure will not get through. So keep that in mind. And then we click save. And the first one was here. And then we go up another time adjustment. It's gray right now and it turns red, so it's active. Another beautiful thing is sometimes a lot of work happens over a long time period. So normally what we do is we just go 1 to 2 years, especially on our roads that have barricades. We just go 2 years and then end of the month. So once you've done that, now this road is closed with barricades. This is very useful for segments like this that are U-turns in between the sections. And when you do this, normally we set a to-do for 3 days before that closure, because this is so far into the future. And either you can assign it to yourself or to your state manager. Now, once we're done with all of this, the last thing to cover here is the live map. As you can see, once the live map loads, these closures are going to be active on the map itself. Zoom in, zoom out a little bit, and there you go. So that's how it looks on the app itself, that the closure has been placed. And that's the difference of what we saw here with the gray and the red button. I hope that made sense. I'll catch you guys again in the next session.